Hello survivors, welcome to a brand new Soulstone survivor video. In today's video I'm going to show you how you can beat a decent Titan hunt on a brand new save. We're going to be using our Pyromancer. You can see we aren't a very high level with them, we're only prestige level 70. If you look at our skill tree for the Pyromancer is actually really bad. So let's just fill out some of these things like the burn damage. We can get some damage modifiers in there. Increase that as well, and blah blah blah. So there we go, we got a couple of things increased over here. We did take the critical strike chance for everyone, but yeah, these are quite important for the Pyromancer for her ascension. But the most important part of this build is to actually have Earth Mastery, Skill Mastery Earth for Quicksand Totem. There's two things that are required for that. One is the Shaman and having his 4th weapon, so we've got the skill. The second thing is to have the Monkey King at least prestige level 70, so that you can have the Skill Mastery Earth. So that's where you unlock it with the Monkey King. We are running Arduous training, which actually also requires you to have the Machinist at least level 41. So prestige 41 Machinist, and that's going to unlock your Arduous. I mean, sorry, not the Machinist. You need the Samurai higher level so that you can unlock the Arduous training. So if you go look at the skill tree and we go to the Samurai, it is actually level 41 for Arduous training, and that's how you unlock everything necessary to farm up the characters. You need advanced tactics from the Machinist, not the Arduous training. So Samurai, Machinist, and Monkey King need to be leveled up, and then you get yourself those Arcane Weaver for Divine Legacy, and then everything else should be fine. So let's get straight into it. We don't even have the Sigil of the Void yet. We've only got Sigil of Hate, as this is a brand new save. So we're going to go straight into it. We're going to see just how well we can do. The most important thing is to grab ourselves Midorahk first, so that we can get that Brittle to Colossal going. And that's going to help us get the most amount of damage going, because that's going to increase the area of effect of every single skill, and that's going to make things a whole lot easier for us. First thing we're going to have to do is get a couple of levels on our character, but as soon as that bar at the bottom there, as you can see, the bar that's filling up for our ascension, we should be more than good enough to grab it and actually go and deal damage to other characters and or to other enemies and so on and so forth. So with our ascension, if we're quick enough, we can just go and grab this, and we should be more than capable of defeating these enemies relatively quickly. At least that's the plan. Get ourselves ahead quite easily. Now this is just an example with the Pyromancer. I'm just doing it with the Pyromancer. You could do this on any character you want. As you saw, our tree isn't that high level yet, but the point is so that you can see this build on other characters. You can use this build to farm, you can use this build to do whatever you want. In my case, it's going to be this build to unlock the Blacksmith as quickly as possible with and level up each character as quickly as possible. So the most important part of the build is actually going to be the advanced tactics and Quicksand Totem. The one thing about it though is that if you do want to use Quicksand Totem on every single character only, you need to grab yourself the Cursed Captain, as well as the, I think it's the Monkey King, where you get the Focused Mind from Monkey King, and then you need the Devastating Blow from the Cursed Captain, which I haven't unlocked yet on this save file, so we're a little bit behind over there. We don't need armor, we don't need life. We are going to grab a little bit of expansive so that we've got it nice and early. And then over here we can just go and look quickly. Magic Missile, very good skill to grab for the fragility. That's fine. And we will eventually get our Quicksand Totem, so we're not too stressed about it. But hopefully we can get it before level 25, so we can increase the amount of totems that we get. Health is good. Critical strike chance is going to be very important here. You can see we've got a very low amount of critical strike chance. Remember, we've only got a level 1 weapon. We don't have any high levels. We've only got our ascension. We don't have anything else running up and down for us. We don't have any artifact powers, none of that stuff. This is just pure leveling, as simplistic as it can be. Gotta wait for those beams to disappear, unfortunately. we should be able to defeat this one relatively quickly. There we go. Meteor shower is not really what we want. Finally, we found it. Grab ourselves some movement speed. We do get a lucky +1 over there, which is fantastic. We can grab ourselves a bloodlust as well. And you'll notice that I am taking the HPs. The HP increases are fantastic. 1 for survival, but 2, your Quicksand Totem scales with HP as well. So not only does it deal more damage based on the amount of stacks of Brittle on an enemy, it also deals more damage with its Ancestry Totems, which spawn based on the... not based on, but they deal damage based on how much life you have. So we're going to be able to do a lot more damage with a lot of life, as well as a lot of Brittle going on in the build. So that's why we've got something like Earth Shield here as well, because we're running Earth. That's also going to be good for some defenses over there. So let's see what else we can get. What I'm actually going to grab, and I know this sounds silly, it might be better to grab something like Lightning Surge, and then we're going to go and grab the Overcharged Blast instead of the Lightning Field. So the way that that works now is what it's going to do is it's going to always apply dazed with all of our other skills, and then we deal damage based on the number of stacks with that skill. But we don't actually need it. It's just an additional damaging skill in case Quicksand Totems isn't up at that moment or on the boss at that very time, and so on and so forth. But you don't actually need it up. The only skill you really need is going to be Quicksand Totem, but because we don't have a Devastating Blow and we can't have a single skill, we're running multiple skills, but focus on the Quicksand Totem the most. Alright, potency isn't needed here, but we do need our cast frequency for it, so hopefully we can get that going, because we want it up 24/7. It does increase our movement speed as well, which is great. If you wanted and you had a singular focus as well, you can just drop singular focus with Quicksand Totems as well. That will work perfectly fine, but like I mentioned, we don't have that, so we're not doing it. So over here we are going to lock this. I'm looking for area of effect, and we do actually get it. We also get damage, so we're going to lock both these, and we're going to grab that. The area of effect is very good in the beginning. Again, like I mentioned, it's going to help us a ton, so we are going to grab that. We're going to grab the movement speeds and cast frequency on everything else. And now with that increased area of effect, it should be even better. And we have 9 totems now, which makes things even better. The more totems, the better. What's really good is in the last update, they changed the visuals of the Quicksand Totems. So now when you have a lot of them, they no longer cause performance issues like they were doing. Maybe depending on your PC, it could cause issues, but you should for most part be pretty fine with a good amount of them. Not like the Blacksmith right now, but this is probably the easiest way to, or the easiest build to use to unlock the Blacksmith, which is part of the plan. So we got burn to slow, which is perfect. We also want to grab ourselves a slow to disarray, and then we get disarray to disoriented. But what's actually most important would be poison to dazed. But you no longer need the poison to get dazed. What we're going to actually run is going to be you can get the, not Colossal, yeah, you can get Colossal to dazed now. So we'll get that instead. But first we have to get exposed on hit. Alright, more critical strike chance. And this is the final objective till the boss fight. Takes a little bit of time, but once we get this Brittle to Colossal, everything will just fall into place. And you'll notice just how quickly absolutely everything gets decimated, which is the point. I mean, you can already see just how big the Quicksand Totems are. Doing beautiful work for us. Alright, so there we go. All lives still obtained or still there. We do get quite a few things, but the most important thing is to actually see how much prestige we get. So the point of this is to level up our characters, And we're going to be doing that as quickly and easily as possible. Now the thing is over here, if we upgrade the damage, it should increase the damage of the Brittle, which is then also going to increase the damage of everything else. So that's really, really good. So anything you have that causes Brittle, make sure that you increase its damage, because that is going to be fantastic for us. Oops, we took a little bit of damage over there. That was not necessary to take. Sometimes boss fights are far easier if you just turn down the visuals. Grab that so we can apply burn. Not that we actually need the burn, but it also applies a lot more Brittle because we've got the chance to apply Brittle on all skills. And here we go. Alright, Brittle to Colossal. We're going to go to do Mhyzahet now, so we can go and grab ourselves the exposed on hit. But this is where the beauty of the build starts to shine. We got to 30 levels over there, by the way, from a single Titan.
The hunt never ends.
And anytime soon that the Quicksand Totems actually want to do something, that would be great. And there we go. Alright, so this is the kind of thing where you might want to lower the visuals, but nah. We don't have to do that anymore because the Quicksand Totems no longer cause issues for us.
Step, one spark closer.
Okay. We're going to go for damage. Arcane to Earth is great. Multicasting, movement speed, life again. Cast frequency for our bloodlust so that we can get it up permanently as well. And just the most important thing is to stay moving, because as you can see, we can't see much on our screen. So as long as you keep moving, you should be fine, you should be safe, and you should be dealing tons of damage as well to everything around you. Over here we can actually see the whirlwinds, but it doesn't really help, they cover the entire screen. And we can grab ourselves Arcane to Earth, again, very, very strong. Area of Effect. Area of Effect's very good for Arcane Beam, but again, actually we'll grab it, but it's not really necessary. We want to get the +2s. We're also going to grab Multicast for it. I think it's actually very, very necessary, since I don't think it's hitting as much as it can. So grabbing that big Multicast over there is very, very strong. And I'm just going to lower the visuals slightly, just so I can see what's happening on the screen more than anything else. Again, not necessary as long as you keep moving, but obviously you want to rather finish these things, get that juicy prestige, and not have to worry about anything else. Remember, if you do this on Sigil of the Void, you're going to get far more prestige than what you're currently getting on this one. So over here we're on 1.3 million currently, but you can get far more than that as soon as you get to the correct, the correct stage. Okay, cast frequency. A duration here is actually really good because it is a rare, so it reduces the amount of that we actually need. We can go for cast frequency. We now on 15 seconds. We need a little bit more. There we go. More movement speed, more crit. Beautiful. We don't need that. We don't need that. Magnetics are always welcome. HP. Grab the damage from polarity so that these increase the damage of this. Perfect. Okay, we definitely want no visuals over here, and the reason for it is because of all of these tornadoes. We need to just make sure that we can see what we're doing. But you can definitely see the amount of damage Quicksand Totems all of a sudden does. So it's got a little bit of a wind-up time, but once they're down and they're covering the entire screen, they absolutely decimate. Alright, so there's a couple of things we want. We want the Colossal to dazed, but before that we want the exposed on hit, because that's going to be a far bigger damage increase. Let's lock here and re-roll. Nothing great happening there. We'll go for the multicast on every other skill. It was a magical multicast, so that's that, and that, which is perfectly fine. We're going to grab the Shattered on hit now from Broken, and then we'll grab the Colossal to dazed with the Sandstorm. But then if we grab Sandstorm, we're definitely going to have to go and reduce the visibility to 0, because it's just going to make things even worse for us. Visually, at least. Okay. And now that we've got the exposed, just look at the damage that we're doing to absolutely everything. No longer even have to worry about something getting close to us. Pick this up. Interestingly enough, these things didn't get one shot. Unacceptable. And then we just grab damage on the Quicksand Totems. Nothing else needs the damage, and then remember, laugh because of ancestry. And because the more life you have, the less chance there is of you being one shot by anything, so it works out pretty well. Got our bosses up. Let's make sure, or let's see what's going to happen with them. There you go. Nothing. Because they're all defeated already. And then we've got a +3 over here. We need a little bit more. I mean, we've got a +1 at the top there that we can do quickly afterwards, which will finish everything up. So let's go and do it. Just happened to be a boss fight. So we're going to see how much prestige we've got after this, or how much it gives us. So we're on nearly 2.1 million. You need about, I think it was like 5.5 per run to get from 1 to 170. But that's extreme cases, even if you have to do a single run of Overlord or whatever the case is. As long as you've got the Arduous Rune equipped, you should be perfectly fine. More laugh, crit, cast frequency. Don't need the area of effect anymore. We actually don't need potency for that either, so I just need to keep my eyes on there to not grab it. And then more crit. We'll go for the multicast. I don't think we need any more plus units, but obviously if you do grab that, it's going to be very good for you. Damage increase increases the potency, and then there's the shattered on hit as well. So now we go grab a Mhyzahet for the final amount that we needed, which is the increased dazed. You don't need to grab this. Remember, we do have everything that's necessary now. We've got the shattered, we've got the exposed. You can literally just get whatever it is that you feel like getting as your last thing, because you are going to just grab the amount of XP that you need. So you might have to do a final... No, actually you probably wouldn't. This is only going to end over here after the Corrupted Void Hunter. But after that, in the normal round, you've got the Void King as well, which then gives you prestige as well. So we're definitely going to do this some more. But I want to unlock the Cursed Captain first, and then we'll use the same build on the Cursed Captain. Just to show you, and that will be on the Sigil of the Void as well. But for the Cursed Captain, we have to do the Ritual of Heresy, and we have to unlock all of that juicy stuff and get him unlocked so that we can get the Devastating Blow finished and out of the way as well. But definitely huge improvements made. I mean, I do remember last time when we played with Quicksand Totems, you were unable to move around like we are currently, because you just had way too much lag caused by the skill. So now that lag is gone, we can see just how much we're able to move, and it's fantastic. Damage increase there, damage there. Damage for electric, it's going to increase this potency, which is movement speed, so it's not bad. And then we need +2 to the Quicksand Totem as well as its damage. There we go, beautiful. The more the merrier. A lot of levels we had over there, but this should be the boss fight. And there we go. Oh my gosh, another 9 levels. And we just leveled so many times. Critical strike chance there, we don't need you. Critical strike chance, 79% from 15%, so it's already gone up quite a lot. It took us like 6 minutes to beat the first boss, and then afterwards it becomes a whole lot quicker. So Just remember that. And there you go. Even the boss starts to melt. Colossal to dazed. I am quite interested to see how much it's doing, and it's not even doing more damage than the Arcane beam, which is crazy. Alright. I never saw how much prestige we gained there. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's see.
Titan's blood is mine. The primordial portal is next.
The best thing about this build is you don't need synergy. Yes, we've got 2 Arcane, 2 Lightning, we've got a Chaos. The most important thing is to grab debuffs and to grab the Quicksand Totem. And then as soon as you've got that, you're perfectly fine. So you can use any character again, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is going to be the debuff. So you need a character that can apply like disarray, disoriented, any of that juicy stuff, and you'll be fine. We actually have to lower the visuals completely this time, because those sandstorms are absolutely destroying us. But that's fine, it's really not the end of the world.
Void fragments gathered. They should break the seal.
Let's go do the +3, +2, then there's a +2 in the middle.
Let's take the mineral and torch the rest. The spell unravels.
It doesn't even matter, we don't need that guy. But we actually defeated it without it being on the screen. Doesn't give prestige by finishing it, so it really doesn't matter if we do it or don't do it. Over here I'm just grabbing crit damage, multicast and cast frequencies. But we're not really worried about what levels we get anymore, because we're kind of at the point where we're just absolutely destroying. This is the last round as well, so that's why it doesn't matter too much to us. If we were carrying on further than this, then choices make more sense. We would prepare ourselves more with our choices, but because this is the final fight, we could just do something like this, where we just pick whatever, because there's no way we lose this final fight. We've got the Arduous training. Let's see how much XP we get, and then obviously we'll turn it into even more XP for leveling other characters as we progress further into the Sigil of the Void. But there you go. 3.5 million, which means that the Sigil of the Void will be around the 4.4. But we ventured and completed the Sigil of Haste. We didn't have to do this, but it's whatever. And then we go end here, and we went from level 70 all the way up to level what? Level 155. So again, like I mentioned, you need about 6 point whatever million, and we should be able to get that on Sigil of the Void and just push as far as you can with Quicksand Totem. Again, like we mentioned, a whack ton of damage. We overcharged Blast, overshot Arcane Beam as soon as we got the Sandstorm, but you can see Sandstorm dealing a whack ton of damage, and we only had it for a minute and 42 seconds. So very, very strong build. Quicksand Totem, Sandstorm, all you need. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.